Good afternoon. My name is Sarah Morissette, and I am the Assistant Chair of Guidance of College Counseling here at St. Peter's Prep in Jersey City. I'm also a proud member of NJACAC, a secondary school rep, and our chair of basics. And welcome to this program. Today, we're so excited to have you all. Just a few housekeeping questions. The screen in front of you shows kind of expectations and what to expect. If you do want to ask a question, please use the Q&A button to type in any of your questions for the presenters to see. We ask that, or we've made your camera and microphone off, so you are muted, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. We encourage you to sign up for more sessions. This is just the beginning of many, many, many wonderful sessions. So be sure to check us out at njacac.org. And a recording will be available, all of the sessions. So if you need to come back and re-listen to something or wanted to catch something again, you'll have that opportunity. Thanks so much for being with us. I'm now going to turn it over to our panelists.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. We are here to present about why attend a private institution. We are going to talk a little bit about the benefits of institutions such as ours. I would like to open the floor to my colleagues to introduce ourselves, and we look forward to chatting with you guys.
Hello, everybody. My name is Amber Bowden, and I am a senior admissions counselor at Caldwell University, located in Caldwell, New Jersey. And there is my contact information below if you'd like to take that down. I'm really excited to be here to speak to you guys today.
Hello, everybody. My name is Gabby Manji. My info is there as well. I'm one of the assistant directors from undergraduate admissions here at Cabrini. And always feel free to chat with us here or follow up later on, however you'd like.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Stephanie Wentz. I am an admissions counselor at Cairn University. We're located in Langhorne, Pennsylvania. And I am super excited to be here with all of you today and to talk to you a little bit about why you should choose a private institution. So thank you so much for joining us.
So the reasons why it's in a private institution, we broke it down into 3 factors. One is size, the other one is community, and lastly is affordability. There are many other benefits of attending a private institution. We broke it down to 3. So I will talk a little bit about the size aspect of a private institution. So the human aspect of a smaller size institution, private institutions tends to be a little bit smaller. Than maybe a public school that's larger, has larger classrooms. So what we want to do is we make sure we can offer an experience to students where they're not just a number, where they're actually able to take classes with their peers. If you have a major and you have another person that has a similar major, you guys are likely to meet, versus where at a larger school, if someone else has a major that's the same as yours, you might take maybe like 1 class together, but not really that many. So you end up missing each other. And that way you guys create unintentionally a little bit of a cohort where you guys are moving along your major together. So you're actually able to take classes, study, academic support, but also social support. And another part that we'll touch upon a little bit later on is when you also have a smaller size, you also get to know your professors a little bit better. Your professors, even us who are staff members, you're better able to get to know even us, for example, from your admissions process. We'll let you know if you're missing any items from your applications. So it starts very early on. We have more of a focused vision into each student. So we're able to sustain that with a smaller size school. Then academically, we, as I mentioned, we have a smaller student to professor ratio. So why is that important? That's important because if you have, you maybe it's your first semester, there's always an adjustment period. You might be maybe not understanding the material right away. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that you can connect with the professor, attend things like their office hours, and talk to someone who's an expert in their field. Many times when a school is very large, sometimes they might have teaching assistants or even graduate assistants who are great. They're young people as yourselves, but we like to be able to offer one-on-one support from people who are professionals already in the fields that you guys are studying. So it's a little bit harder to fall through the cracks. If you're struggling a little bit with any class, it's more likely that the professor will notice and say like, hey, is there anything that I can help with? And even your advisors, you actually will get to know your advisors and they'll get to know you and your career goals. So for example, here at Cabrini, when a student is, their GPA might be falling throughout the semester, your advisor can say, hey, Michael or Gina or anyone, is there anything going on? How can we utilize our resources to make sure that you're successful later on? And then they're able to chat with you guys specifically about, this is what I want to do as a career. So maybe you might want to double major, or you might want to major and minor. So you actually have guidance from the beginning of your career and throughout your college years. So it's easier to customize your career. And we also have customizable majors like independent study majors. You can chat with an advisor and mix and match classes just to make sure that you're meeting the goals that you want to achieve of your college career. It's an investment from you guys, so we definitely want to make sure you're getting as much as you can out of it as possible.
I just want to add to you, Gabrielle, you're absolutely right. I just wanted to say that faculty members at private institutions, because it's smaller, like they literally know you by name and by face. I know one of the other counselors attended Caldwell, and she got so close with her professors that one of them actually ended up attending her wedding. So they're with you literally all throughout your years at the institution and even afterwards. So you're absolutely right.
Right. And that's one of the things too about student life. It's not just about academics. It's also about getting to know yourself, getting to know what values you want in your life. And your professors kind of act as like mentors as well. Your professors, your peers, you guys are on a journey together. So there's that network. There's a network when you're an undergrad, and there's a network when you graduate as well, who will be there to say like, hey, you graduated this year. I graduated this year too. I know this person that's hiring, or I know this person that would love to use your support in their activities. Would you like to join? So that's also another reason why attending a smaller private institution could be the way that you guys establish your network earlier on. And even while you're in your undergraduate years, there's also different things that you can do. There's opportunities for you guys to get involved in clubs and activities where you're able to make a difference in your surrounding communities. With athletics, as I said, when you're a smaller school, for example, we've had students that say, can you contact the soccer coach for me? Can you guys get me in touch? Can I send you guys like a video of my game? And they're more accessible rather than a coach that's recruiting like hundreds of students in a season. So that's also another reason why many students choose a smaller school. And then also with student work opportunities, we have things like involvement fairs. And like I said, you can get to know your professors. So if they know of anything going on campus, anything that might be like a paid gig, they can also connect you and support you guys as you get throughout your 4 years. Or maybe more if you choose to do your graduate degrees there as well. So that's what I have for science.
So the next, I think, major reason why it can be super beneficial for you as a student to consider or look into smaller private universities is community. I think for me, that was one of the biggest factors in actually choosing Cairn when I was an undergraduate student. But I think the first thing is letting your voice be heard. You know, on a smaller campus, you get to know people, as Gabriella and both Amber were saying, you get to know people, your professors and your peers. So if you have a passion or, you know, there's something you really value and you want to get that across, you're heard, people hear you, you're able to get involved, not only on your campus, but in your local community, and let those things, you know, be heard. So I think that's something that's really important. I think also with that, you know, it's just the accessibility idea that we've kind of already mentioned. You know, if you have a passion for something, you can start a club, you know, you can create discussion groups, you can talk to the university president and get some of those things accomplished. You know, especially with everything going on in our world right now, we want to make sure that your voice is heard. You don't want to be drowned out by, you know, the tens of thousands of other students that are on your campus. So I think that's really important on campus. And I also think it just creates a very vibrant campus life and really exciting campus life because, you know, you may not know everyone that's on campus, but you'll start to recognize faces and people. So I think that's kind of a good part of it. So the next slide, also kind of going on the theme of community, is sharing a common mission. So I think I would just encourage you as students to look at institutions that reflect your values, your goals, your ambitions. So for example, religious affiliations. I know Cairn specifically, we're a Protestant Christian school. I know both Caldwell and Cabrini are Catholic institutions. So if that's something you're looking for, I think it's really important to kind of dig into that and search that out a little bit more. But even beyond that as well is just your goals. As Gabriella mentioned, kind of that customizable major and kind of customizing your experience. You know, if there's something that, you know, you want to do while you're in college or to experience, you're able to do that. And then also kind of those niche schools. So I know here at Cairn, we actually had a student who loved the banjo for some reason. He just loved it. And we didn't have that as a major, but we were able to create it for him. You know, sometimes at larger institutions, it may be a little bit harder to do things like that. You may not get that one-on-one. But I think it just kind of goes back to sharing that common mission, goal, value, aspirations. So that kind of goes into our next idea of community, is just the investment that your professors and staff members have, the mentorship, and then also feeling like a family. So I just wanted to share really quick a story from when I was a student. My very first week on campus, freshman year, super nervous, super scared. We had one of our professors, he kind of could sense that about our group a little bit, and he actually invited us all over to his house for a barbecue. We got to meet his grandkids and his family and things like that. For me, it was a little strange. I was like, this is kind of weird, but also kind of awesome at the same time, just building that community and it being like a relationship-oriented kind of style. So kind of as I mentioned earlier, you know, our schools, all three of us, are large enough that you get that really vibrant and enriching college experience, but we're small enough that it feels like family. I know Amber mentioned the wedding. That happens here all the time. Some of our professors actually officiate students' weddings and things like that. So if you're looking for that community feel, that family feel, but also at the same time that college experience, I would definitely encourage you to check out smaller private institutions. So I think pass it over to Amber.
Awesome. Thanks, Stephanie. So I'm going to touch on affordability. So we all know tuition is one of the biggest determining factors when students are enrolling at institutions. So the difference between private and public, a lot of the times you'll see that private institutions have higher tuition as compared to public. Now, public schools are typically funded by the state, but private institutions, they offer more in aid because we have the funding for it. Private institutions are tuition driven. So we offer more money. Like for instance, Caldwell, we give very generous financial aid packages. And I'm not just saying that because we work here, I'm saying that because I was a student, I went to school, but I didn't have people like myself, Stephanie or Gabriella. So, you know, you can definitely take advantage of us as your counselor so we can educate you on these types of things. So for instance, Caldwell has scholarships for merit-based, which is for your GPA, and SATs. We have talent-based, like if you have any talent in music or art, or you can get a scholarship for community service, volunteer experience, and even for athletics. So I don't want you guys to be afraid when you see that large number, because typically private institutions are able to give you more to cover that.
And if you don't mind, I'd like to jump in just a little bit, just because what happens sometimes is the student will see a state school, they'll think, oh, it's cheaper. But when you compare the two, I always ask students, like, make sure you apply to at least one public and at least one private. Because then when you end up checking out your financial aid letters, like side by side, you realize the difference might not be that much and it might be very comparable. And then you actually can decide, like, do these qualities of this school for a little bit higher price or for a little bit lower price, could that be a better fit for me? At the end of the day, the decision is yours, where you'll make your investment at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Thanks, Gabriella. You're totally right. All right, next slide. Okay, so next, you know, as we said, although the sticker price appears to be higher and we offer the aid for you, you're really getting your bang for your buck. Like, you're getting what you're paying for. And we all touched on this. It's that accessibility to your professors, your advisors, to career centers. It's the opportunity to build those relationships. It's the opportunities to never be a number and to be known by name and by face. For instance, Caldwell University, we have academic success centers where you can just walk in for tutoring, chapels for worshiping. There's events that are on and off campus. Like, we offer trips to New York City and even trips to France for study abroad opportunities. And again, there's so many clubs and organizations that you're able to be a part of to build that community. So it's definitely worth it. Next slide. Thank you. So lastly, more experiences and less debt. So the goal is to leave college as close to debt-free as possible. And with the amount of scholarships and grants that were offered, students are able to do that. You'll have lower repayment plans when you go to pay those loans back. And of course, the more scholarships and grants that you're offered, the less amount of loans you'll have to take out. So with those lower repayment plans, it gives you opportunities for things such as buying a house, getting a car, and starting a business. So there are a bunch of different opportunities and, you know, blessings that come with receiving these scholarships and aid to make attending a private institution more affordable.
So now we're gonna talk a little bit, thank you, Amber, thank you, Stephanie. We're gonna talk a little bit about each one of our institutions. You know, we're definitely happy to chat with you guys at any time to expand on any of these things, but I'll go first. For us, Cabrini University, we are a small private liberal arts school. We're located actually in Pennsylvania. We're not in New Jersey. So, but that's another thing about affordability with a private school. If you guys even decide to go out of state, your tuition, it doesn't matter. We're not funded by the state. So it's not like we would have to charge you twice or double the cost. We have over 40 undergraduate majors. We do have master's degree programs as well and affiliate programs if you guys are interested on pursuing a career at Cabrini or at one of our affiliate schools for your master's programs. We have test optional admissions. We were actually one of the first in Pennsylvania to just be test optional, no SAT requires. We want to evaluate you guys holistically and educate you guys holistically as well. We are specifically known for our core curriculum, which is called Justice Matters. We want to make sure that you guys are educated not only in the classroom, but outside of the classroom as well. So part of our core curriculum, which are the classes required by your college to graduate, is to do things like service activities where you're learning about justice and social justice issues, not only in the classroom, but also outside the classroom. They could be things, for example, in the past, students have done things like trips to Guatemala, trips abroad to learn about things like how a country recovers from a revolution and how the people there are affected, not just from reading about it, but actually being able to see efforts. And we also have 19 Division III sports teams, if you guys are interested in any athletics. You guys are able to apply if you guys just go to cabrini.edu/apply. So definitely feel free to check us out.
Okay, so Caldwell University, we are located in Caldwell, New Jersey. That's in North Jersey. So we're about 25 minutes from New York City. We're located on what's called Bloomfield Avenue, and that's where a lot of different shops are for food, shopping, hair salons, and everything. There is easy access to public transportation, so you can get back and forth to New York City, and that's going to be good for internships and job opportunities because we know a lot of the job opportunities are going to be in New York City. It is a small campus, so we have a little bit over 2,200 students total. That includes undergrad and graduate students. Classrooms are small, 13-to-1 ratio. We have students from 40 plus different countries, so it's about a 12% international student rate. We have 31 undergraduate programs, and we recently went test optional. Nursing is our most competitive major. It has a 100% success rate, and psychology is one of our most populated majors. And we recently added esports management to our list of undergraduate programs, which I think is pretty cool. We have 16 NCAA sports. We are Division II. We do have sprint football as our specialized sport, and I know a lot of people typically don't know what sprint football is. It's regular football, full contact, but there is a weight class, so you have to be 190 pounds or less. And about 98% of our students, they are either employed, they're enrolled in grad school, or they're doing some type of service project or in some type of service program, which is a really huge number. So if you just go to caldwell.edu, you can apply there, and you can do so through Common App if your school uses it, or directly through our website. Also, if you're able to visit our campus, you most definitely can. We are offering socially distanced tours, and if you do visit our campus, your application fee is waived.
Awesome. So I guess I'm last. And as I mentioned earlier, Cairn University, we are located in Langhorne, Pennsylvania. I actually love where we're located. We're about 25 minutes outside of Philadelphia. We're super close to Trenton as well. If you go about an hour to the east, you're at the ocean. Hour west, you're in the mountains. So you kind of get a wide variety of fun activities and things to do on the weekends. So I really love where we are located. We do have over 70 different majors and minors to choose from. So I definitely encourage you to visit our website and check out what we have to offer and see if any of them catch your eye or if there's anything that you're looking for specifically. As we've been talking about, we are a smaller school. We're about 1,500 students. And that also does include grad and undergraduate students. Really creates for that kind of family feel, as I was mentioning earlier. And then we're that 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio, which it's awesome in the classroom because you're able to ask your questions, you're able to have deep conversation-based courses instead of more lecture-style courses, which is really great. I think it helps you learn And it's just a cool environment to be in as well at the college level. So some updates for us. We are fully on campus and in person, but we've actually recently added Cairn Online. So if you have different concerns, health concerns, everything going on, you can do some of our academic programs online. And then as the other schools mentioned too, we are also test optional now as well. So you do not need to send us SAT or ACT scores. However, if you do have scores or you're planning to take them in the future and they're still offered, we would definitely encourage you to send them to us because it does help or increase your financial aid and scholarship packages. So definitely something to keep in mind. As far as athletics, we are super excited because we recently added men's lacrosse, which is unveiling right now this fall. And next fall, we will actually be unveiling women's lacrosse as well. So we are NCAA Division III. We also have tons of different intramural sports and activities to be involved in if you don't want to participate fully on a collegiate level athletics team. But we also have tons of different other clubs and organizations that you can be a part of on campus. As Amber mentioned, we are also on Common App, so if you'd prefer to send us your application that way, you can do that, or you can go to cairn.edu/apply. We do have a fee waiver code, and we would love to be able to give that to you for participating today. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to give me a call or to send us an email, and we're happy to give that fee waiver code to you. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me. Thank you guys so much for listening, and thank you, Gabby and Amber. It's awesome to work with you guys.
Yeah, same to you. Thank you. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. What a wonderful program. Thank you each. I went to a small school as well, so I can speak to what each of these ladies is saying. So thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. After you close this window, there'll be a quick survey. We ask that you fill that out. We invite you to sign up for more wonderful sessions like this at www.njacac.org/virtual-fair. And once again, a recording will be available. All sessions are being recorded and you can find them online. Thanks again. Thanks again to each of the schools for participating today and wishing you all a very healthy and happy fall. Thank you.